never give in. Never, never, never.
Cottingham North Auxiliary Unit, part of Churchill's Secret Army, was a highly trained clandestine resistance group meant to act as a last-ditch defence against a potential Nazi invasion. Unlike traditional underground bunkers, the Cottingham North operational base was ingeniously concealed within an existing boiler house. The auxiliary units were separated into two distinct roles: operational patrols, who would engage in sabotage, and the Special Duties Branch, who acted as an underground intelligence and communication network. The key details of the Cottingham North Unit bunker was that it was hidden below a greenhouse, and this greenhouse used to belong to the manor house called the Grange. This was demolished in the 1940s before the construction of Cottingham High School in the 1950s. The special duties that were undertaken by the members of the unit, which were to operate completely independently of other combat patrols. The legacy is that the exact location of these secret bases were kept under the Official Secrets Act for decades. Cart Yorkshire were invited to Cottingham High School by senior staff as they were preparing the potting shed and greenhouse areas for a 70th anniversary open day. So this is the greenhouse building here. This was part of the grounds for the Grange, and this was used by, we believe, the gardeners, and it was now later used by the caretakers of the school. But this dates back to the 1800s, and when the Grange was demolished, this remained, and inside is the bunker, which we'll go look at in a moment. It's likely that the patrol used these barn doors to store equipment and move materials in and out of the bunker complex. The house remained there, and it was possibly used by members of the unit because at that point in the Second World War the Grange had already been demolished, and then the garden buildings here were vacant, and the bunker was built below the greenhouses in the centre of the screen now. Entering the building here, going towards the boiler. This was used.
Andy, watch out, there's a thing holding the launch. You don't want to trip on.
Okay.
But you've got your big light, you can go look down there now.
Yes.
Tanya's not seen this bunker.
So it's got a new
Clean
roof,
up the steps a bit as well.
and the main bunker complex is below this floor. Going to go this way.
Watch the steps, they're quite slippy and mucky.
So this is where there was the daughter of one of the patrol members, I think it was, wrote about these stairs and the boiler that's down here, and she talks about when the patrol members were nearly gassed from fumes from this boiler because the fumes were leaking and they were going into the boiler, and there was an emergency exit which was possibly in the next room, which I will show you. But this is a coal-fired boiler, an ideal standard Britannia. And then through here, we believe this was the coal house. The coal filling point would have been there, that's been more modernly blocked up. And then, we believe, there was an emergency exit for the bunker somewhere in here. There was some works by people in the past to dig it out here, this area. I believe this is where the emergency exit was. You can see there, someone has been digging out a brick, and that does go all the way through. goes through to another room.
Drilled it that time.
Yeah, I think that's new. When I came here last time, I don't think that was through like that.
Got them all excited again and they've had another go.
I'll just demonstrate with this stick how deep it goes through. Not that far before I hit something, which is about the width of a wall. So if it was double brick, it'd be about that deep. So they're trying to dig it out. That's the school caretaker staff will believe. But you can see where the coal used to be. And then we'll believe that the bunker emergency entrance was through there. The main entrance was outside. Let's take another look at the boiler, which is here. I think the bunker was through there. So the heating pipes possibly went through the bunker.
Maps from 1910, but that's the Grange and that's the greenhouses there, and that's that building behind. That's where we're standing now in the potting shed. And then I've got that various versions of that. I've got, oh, this is even older. This is 1893, and there's loads of trees. Look there that are gone on the next ones. But that's the manor there. So it sort of stood sideways to the road. Yeah. And then I've got a newer one, 1927. And all the trees have gone, look, and the gardens by that point. So that's as far back as I've gone. 1893, and where we're stood is on there. Yeah. Which is why I think we need to sort of document it.
Are we in that longitudinal building?
Yeah, I think so. We're in there.
And that's the gardens.
The greenhouses look different on that one. If you go to the next one, the greenhouses look more like they do now. Yeah, two sticking out.
Possibly being replaced at some point. So we'll have a look at the greenhouses and the main bunker entrance.
Yeah, so these are actually on the map that we've found from 18 something. I can't remember the date on it. What was the date on it? But these were here on those really old maps. And these were the gardens of the manor house. This is where the gardener hung out. Did you film the cottage as well as this manor house?
Ah, was it the staff cottage?
So, yeah.
It was later used by the
groundsmans. It was
the groundsmans. So yeah. These are the groundsman's buildings.
And we think the bunker might be here, or the entrance might be here somewhere. And the previous site manager did say that they dug down to put some pipes in. There's your Urbex shoe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got distracted. Yeah, they dug down to put some pipes in, and he said they thought they'd found the wall of, and it was originally a mushroom store, apparently, what they turned the bunker into.
Ah, right. So
you looked up and said that this bunker's quite unique in that it's on a private site. It wasn't in a forest somewhere. It's here between some greenhouses, and it was originally a mushroom store, apparently, because mushrooms have to be kept cold, don't they, in a cellar. So it was like a mushroom cellar, apparently. And they reckon they saw the walls of it when they dug down for some other reason a few years ago.
That would make a lot of sense, actually, because why would you make two greenhouses with a gap in the middle?
Yeah, and if you look on the very old photo, there wasn't a gap in the greenhouses.
Ah.
But there was a gap in the greenhouses way before the war, though. So I think that's a coincidence that there's a gap in there. Oh, do you mean make a gap in the greenhouse to put the mushroom store?
For the mushroom store, yeah. And then later use it.
Yeah, so because I've just showed you,
Special Duties Observation Unit.
I've just showed you. Wait a minute, because I can't find it again. So on hang on, let me find the oldest one. This is the 1893 map. That's the manor house down there, and up here is the gardens. On the 1893 one, the really old one, there's more trees. Because the trees have been cleared a bit, I think. And this is the greenhouse on the 1893 one. There's no gap with the potting shed behind. But if you look on the 1927, there's a gap now in the greenhouses. And then if you look, oh, hang on, there's another one.
So
there's a 1910 as well. The gaps in the greenhouses, all the trees have gone, but the gardens are still laid out.
So it's quite possible that the mushroom store was built before the Second World War, and it was re-rolled by the...
So sometime between 1893 and 1910, those greenhouses changed.
and it's possibly then where the mushroom store was built and then reused for a different purpose during the Second World War.
I wonder whose idea it was though. I mean, someone who worked on site surely must have known someone from the War Office or whoever decides to do it, because how would they think of it otherwise, being on a private site?
So someone who worked here when it was the Grange was possibly then part of the crew, and the crew names that are here on screen now are the people that were part of.
So someone went, I've got an idea, let's put one here.
Let's use this. Then we can use
Because it's already dug out, I
use
suppose.
the house that was probably vacant at the time.
Already documented on the CART website, Maureen Turner, daughter of auxiliary Leonard Turner, recalled, "When we first moved into the Grange, Dad was a florist. The gardens were Victorian, with a wall, round, and about 9 greenhouses, a potting shed and storage rooms. There was a stoke hole with a large boiler at the end of the potting shed, which was a flight of steps lower. Dad used to feed the boiler regularly to warm the greenhouses. There was a mushroom house attached to the stoke hole and plenty of mushrooms. I believe some of the secret army were overcome by fumes there." Maureen also remembers, "My father and Uncle Kitch were in the Home Guard, but Dad fractured his femur and was demobbed. Uncle Kitchener Wilson stayed on as one of the secret army."
So I believe the main entrance to the bunker was here. I'm just above where we think the entrance was, and there's a row of old bricks here that have been concrete screeded. So was this a staircase that went down into the mushroom store?
School shoe, old fashioned.
That is actually really old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's real fashioned. Kids wouldn't wear them
What's
now.
the sole like?
Not bad actually. It's a black. It's a Clark's. Oh, it's a proper Clark's shoe.
Proper Clark's. So it looks like the greenhouses themselves have been replaced at least twice in the lifetime of the main building. These ones were constructed by Elite Greenhouses Limited from Bolton. Thank you to the staff of Cottingham High School for the access required to make this video. For more information, visit staybehinds.com.